So, good morning and welcome to the first day of the FemFlow Fertility Yoga and Meditation Challenge January. I'm going to explain first of all how this is going to work. So, each day we're going to have a short meditation and yoga practice, or a full-on yoga practice with kind of meditation over the top. We might have some mantras, or we may have days where it will be only meditation and breath work and maybe journaling. So each day is going to be a little bit different, and there'll be different intentions along the way. But the idea is that the practice of each morning helps to set you up for the day, and that throughout the day, you take moments in which I recommend you to set alarms on your phone, or just put a little reminder as a task in your calendar to kind of check back in and remind yourself of the intentions that you set in the morning, or perhaps in the evening before you go to bed. Just journal a little bit and see how that practice has served you, or write down, your feelings, or come revisit those mantras and maybe write them again before you fall asleep. So for today's practice, we're going to begin with a little bit of a meditation and a setting of intentions. And then we're going to move into the sun salutations for early pregnancy. Okay, so the sun salutations for early pregnancy are also good for women who are going through IVF, because there's no pressure on the womb space at all. So you can do them if you're going through IVF, if you've recently had a transfer, or if you're in a 2-week wait or an early pregnancy. So anyone can do the sun salutations for early pregnancy. And when we're actually in the part of the meditation, according to where you're at, I'm going to, at the end of the meditation, I'm going to say, we're going to, lick the finger and put it on our third eye chakra. And then if you are if you haven't had a transfer, you're not in your 2-week wait, and you're not pregnant, you're going to point up to the universe. However, and you can still do this if you are in early pregnancy or 2-week wait. However, you also have the option, variation for early pregnancy or post-transfer, would be to take this hand and place it over your womb space. Okay? So you can continue with it as guided, or you can bring the hand down to the womb space, whatever you feel. So make sure you have your journal next to you. If you're watching this on video, just hit pause, go and get yourself a pen and paper, and make sure you have your yoga mat and a bolster if possible, or a cushion just to place underneath your hips. And let's begin. So I'm going to ask you to get yourself really cozy. So make sure you're nice and warm. First part's just going to be meditation. So you just sit with your legs crossed. You can put a blanket over your shoulders, put a cushion underneath your bottom, and make sure you're nice and cozy, and you can sit up nice and straight. And whenever you're ready, just close down your eyes. And I will begin to guide meditation. I'm just giving you guys a moment on the screen to get yourselves all nice and cozy, in a rush. I should say girls. All girls here. Beautiful. If you have a blindfold, if you feel you want to use a blindfold, that's also nice to use the blindfold in meditation, but it's not necessary. Okay, so we're going to close down the eyes, sit up nice and straight, lengthen your spine. and let's begin. So today's session is about declaring your intentions to the universe and maintaining the frequency of those intentions all day. So all of our desires once began as an image in your mind's eye. The word imagination in Latin means an image is born. So just take a moment to contemplate that. An image is born. And everything that is real in our lives now once began as an imagination, or an image that came to life. When we were children, we really allowed ourselves to imagine and to pretend. We would imagine what we wanted and we would play. We would act as if we already had it, prepare ourselves for it. For me, pretend means to tend to in advance, pretend. So making a little note to your brain, we didn't sit around stressing about how we were going to make it happen. And we didn't sit around stressing and acting out the worst scenario. We actually just had fun with imagining the process and acting like we were adults or pushing our pram around. And we just really went all in with the imagination and play process and pretend process. So if you were to imagine your desire coming into being and then to pretend that it was already happening or on the way now, how would you think, speak, and act today? So I want you to just take a moment now to think about the kind of wording that you would use or the type of thoughts that you would have. Like, this year I'm going to be having a baby. So how should I prepare for that? Perhaps you want to take some time to imagine the house that you would like to live in when you're already pregnant or when you're having the baby, or maybe how you would like the baby's room to be. Allow your mind to sort of wander into that space. What type of conversation would you have? So it's okay and understandable if this is kind of a secret for you still that you're holding for yourself. But if you were having a conversation in your own mind with your body, would it be like, this year we're having a baby and we're really excited about it, and I'm going to start eating all these special foods to nourish my baby. Perhaps you would talk to your baby if you're already in early pregnancy. You would say, hey, baby, good morning. I'm so happy that you're here. I can't wait to bring you into life. Perhaps you take a walk in the park and see the ducks and say, oh, you're going to love this so much when you get here. It would be your inner thoughts, your inner conversation, your outer conversation with your partner, family, or whoever's in your trust circle. Perhaps you'd use sentences like, when we're pregnant, or when I'm pregnant, or when the baby is born. And how would you act if you knew that that was coming into reality and that you were actually laying the foundations for your healthy pregnancy today? How would you like foundations of that pregnancy to be? What thoughts and hormones and emotions do you want to radiate to your womb space, to your little ovaries, to your embryos, or to your little baby that's already inside there now? What messages do you want to send? What nourishing foods do you want to deliver? What type of healthy habits do you want to embrace? What kind of pregnant woman do you want to be? Imagine yourself with that beautiful pregnancy glow. Imagine yourself waking up in the morning. How do you dress? Do you have any special little routines, like going to take a picture of your baby bump in a special place in the house? What are your first thoughts when you wake up in the morning? Perhaps you wake up and say, "Good morning, little baby." Or you wake up and you immediately look out of the window at the sunrise and send some love to your embryos. Immediately place your hands on your womb space and say to your little eggs, this might be your turn now. I'm going to do all I can. You do all you can. I'll line up myself emotionally, energetically, nutritionally. You line up all your little genes. Let's make this happen. So, as this version of you, of this glowing pregnant you, what qualities do you embody? How would you feel and how would your thoughts be as you move through your day? How would you sit? How would you walk? What would you eat? And how would you talk? And then, oh, suddenly, is that a little negative thought that just crept in there? What would you do with that? What would you do if a negative thought slipped in? A what if thought? How would you deal with that? You don't want that negative thought to come in and ruin your day and ruin your state. So could you turn it around? The fear of not getting pregnant or not being pregnant. Say, well, this was a stick and I turned this around. On the other end is I am pregnant and I do get to be a mom and I do get to hold my baby in my arms. And that's what I want. And that's what I'm radiating out into the universe. Hand on heart immediately. This is what I want. This is where we're going. And I'm doing everything that I can and should be doing to get there. You catch yourself in the moment and turn it around. Perhaps you'd like to catch yourself with a mantra. It could be any mantra you want. And it could be even be, you know, if I'm the mother of this baby, if I'm the light that's going to shine this into reality, then wherever I shine my light, everything's going to be all right. Just place your hand on your womb space and say, I'm here now. Everything's going to be all right. So getting clear on your vision and declaring out loud and writing down what you desire to bring into being is a powerful practice. It's not only programming your subconscious mind and letting your brain know what you actually want so that you can bring it into being, it's also letting the universe know what you want and let all the other benevolent beings of this place see and hear what you actually want. So sometimes we think we want something, but we have internal resistance to it. And so we don't declare what we actually want. We spend our time worrying about what we don't want. So that creates like a disharmony inside of us where there's a part of us that wants it, but the other half is afraid of the disappointment if it doesn't happen. So we don't allow ourselves to move forward with things because your brain is protecting you from getting hurt. So if you send a really, really beautifully clear message to your brain now, say, I want this, no matter what. I want to be pregnant. I want to have a family. I know there's going to be ups and downs, but I'm ready. This is where we're going. And I am so open to living the whole journey. And perhaps your intention you're going to state is I am ready to go through a beautiful and healthy pregnancy, and I'm ready and excited to hold my baby in my arms. I'm making this commitment from my side. And brain, I want you to help me today. I want you to help me to stay positive, to send healthy hormones to my womb space, to send the message of love and acceptance and an invitation to the soul who's going to come into my womb. So let's just take a moment now to reflect on what your desire statement is going to be. Make it also like a present tense declaration, like I'm holding my baby in my arms and I feel blessed and grateful. Or my baby is in my womb and I am glowing and radiating and I love being pregnant. So whatever it is that you feel, perhaps if you're already in the early pregnancy stage, perhaps you want to say, I'm holding my baby in my arms and feel the gratefulness that this is already, you've already made it. It's already come into being. You're already out the other side. So just take a moment to reflect on your present statement. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and write it down. can also add to that how you feel. If you want to, you could even go a little bit further and say how you act underneath that. Like every morning I wake up and talk to my baby, or every morning I take a walk and show my baby the life it's going to come into, or whatever it is that you like, little things that you commit to. I feel blessed. I feel grateful. I feel fulfilled. Take those feelings a little step further now. So just not just I feel blessed, I feel grateful, but I feel excited, I feel unlimited. I feel like all the blocks have just been washed away. And now I can start imagining how it's going to be with my family and all the things we're going to do together. I feel like I'm flowing. I feel like I can allow myself to imagine. Now I can actually jump in and enjoy making my children's birthday cakes and think about all the little trips I'd like to do with them, where we want to go, how we want to spend our weekend mornings. Perhaps you feel also very sensual. Perhaps you can just imagine that feeling of, you know, having a little being on you all the time, just kissing your face or breastfeeding or pulling at your hair. You're jumping in the middle of the bed. Your life is about to become very sensual and touchy, feely, cozy. And you get to enjoy playing with toys and little soft toys and cuddly things and cute decorations. Maybe you're just going to enjoy all the extra support you're going to get while you're pregnant. Special back rub, foot massage. Somebody do the dishes a little bit more often. Allowing yourself to take little cat naps. You're very good at this. So we're going to start to wrap that segment up now. So just writing down the last bit. So you can always come back to this and add to it. In fact, I encourage you to add to it every day and revisit this exercise every day. So just okay. So whenever you're ready, just sit up straight again and close your eyes down. Now you have all of those images in your mind. We're going to connect with the feeling of them. So now, have you got just one mantra in your head? I know we've written down a lot, but could you come back to just one mantra? Try to find it in your mind. Like, I'm blessed and I'm grateful for this wonderful, healthy pregnancy, or I'm holding my baby in my arms and I feel spectacular, whatever it is that your mantra is. So, without a doubt in your mind, take your left hand to your heart chakra and begin to feel, like, repeat that mantra. You can either do it out loud because you're on mute, no pasa nada, or inside of you. I recommend you to do it out loud and just start to generate those feelings inside your heart chakra. How would it feel now to move around your house with a big belly? How would it feel now to hold your baby in your arms? And now, holding that hand there on the left, on the heart chakra, take your right hand with your eyes closed, lick your index finger, and just touch your forehead. So you should have a little cold, wet spot on your third eye. So just between your eyebrows, a little bit above, touch that third eye with your right finger. And now from that space, zoom in towards the back of your head. So as if you're going straight through the middle of the two hemispheres of your brain with your attention between your ears. So a little diagonal going back. Imagine that you have inside the middle of the back of your head another eye that focuses onto the forehead. The forehead is like a screen where you can imagine things happening. So you start to focus from this eye in the middle of the back of your head between your ears onto the forehead that's like the screen. And begin to imagine, so start to see like film clips or visualize the scenes of what you've just written down taking place. And I recommend you to do it in like real life, not in third person. I want you to look down as if you are hugging your baby. So you don't necessarily have to see yourself out there hugging a baby. You live it as if it's real now. So you're looking down at your baby in your arms. So you're looking down at the bump on your belly. Notice who's around you, where you are, what you're doing. See the scene, feel the feelings. Now, when you're ready, you can take your index finger and point it out into the universe, or if you prefer, you can place the palm of that hand over your womb space. And say your mantra or your declaration out loud to the universe. And whenever you're ready, bring that hand back to your heart chakra. So both hands over the heart chakra now. So if you're bringing that energy back into your life, into your heart chakra, and then move those hands gently down towards your womb space, as if you've invited all that energy from the universe back to you, and move both hands, take that energy down towards your womb space, as if you're embodying that vision, allowing it to take root in your physical body and in your 3D reality. So it is. Now we'll let it go. Gently move through your day, allowing yourself to enjoy every present moment. But at the same time, holding the magic in your heart, in your mind, and in your womb all day. And remembering that if any point in the day you slip, you immediately change and come back to this point. So you can use the gesture of quickly placing that finger over your forehead and sending it back out to the universe and saying, no, I didn't want that. This is what I want. And then bringing your hand over your heart space again. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So it's going to be a bit of a longer session today because today is our first day to explain what we're doing and whatnot. The sunrise, well, it's a little bit cloudy today, but I will show you outside anyway. But it's not, it's normally very, very impressive. But today it is still beautiful, but there's a lot of clouds, so we didn't get so much orange and pinks today. But here it is.